I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, and how he was acting, being that, I'm a real individual. I just felt like, we was all cool at one point in time. And
now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No. I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36 and we fight.
24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford.
In a live in-ring interview, Terence Crawford spoke confidently about his own career and Floyd Mayweather's legacy. Crawford stated that Mayweather's era has passed and that the spotlight now belongs to him. He emphasized that while Floyd's time as a top champion is over, he sees himself as the sport's current leader and the fighter poised to push boxing forward in today's era.
Broadcast for Jake and Tyson, and some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again.
Floyd Mayweather shared his perspective with fans, highlighting that he faced Canelo Alvarez later in Canelo's career, showcasing his own skill and experience. Mayweather suggested that Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo shouldn't be overstated, pointing out that both fighters' wins came against the same opponent. He framed his own victory as the more significant accomplishment, maintaining that Crawford's success does not surpass or diminish Mayweather's legacy.
Canelo is a hell of a fighter. Mm-hmm. He's a hell of a fighter. And everyone is now saying that he's not the same fighter. He's not looking the same. Now remember this.
Sounds familiar.
No. I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36 and we fight. And now what they're gonna say, well, now he got what? I don't know how many fights he got.
Some analysts argue that Terence Crawford is not yet on the same level as Floyd Mayweather, citing Mayweather's flawless 50-0 record as a benchmark. They suggest that while Crawford has defeated top opponents like Canelo Alvarez, he still needs to prove himself against even tougher challenges. One common recommendation is for Crawford to move up in weight and face David Benavidez, a powerful and highly skilled fighter. A victory over Benavidez would demonstrate Crawford's courage and his ability to overcome one of the most difficult opponents in the sport today. Without such a defining win, some experts believe Crawford may never be regarded as highly as Mayweather, no matter how successful his current career has been.
You look at Floyd's record, right? Floyd's legacy is 50-0, 24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford, but both of their best wins are Canelo Alvarez. Canelo was a younger, greener Canelo when Floyd beat him. Bud beat an older, slower, but more seasoned Canelo. Now, Bud's not going to surpass Floyd because of the record. He's not going to make 50-0. Bud has to separate himself. What he has to do is do something that Floyd didn't do. Take on the challenges that people were scared for you to take. Just that's what separates Leonard and Duran from the rest. If Bud Crawford beats David Benavidez, he will surpass Floyd Mayweather as far as on the all-time list. As of right now, if Bud Crawford retires, I would have him somewhere around the top 5, top 7.
Trainer Robert Garcia offered a different perspective, suggesting that Terence Crawford doesn't need to risk his reputation by moving up to face David Benavidez. Garcia emphasized that Crawford is a smart fighter who knows how to make history without putting himself in unnecessary danger. While Benavidez is bigger and presents a legitimate threat, Garcia believes the potential risk to Crawford's undefeated streak outweighs the benefit. Crawford already has an impressive record and doesn't need to prove himself by fighting outside his natural division. This viewpoint highlights the ongoing debate in boxing between taking bold risks to define a legacy and maintaining a carefully preserved, near-perfect career.
There's no way. Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk. But it is too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do it.
Floyd Mayweather's uncle, Jeff Mayweather, weighed in on Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez, cautioning against seeing it as the definitive measure of Crawford's abilities. He pointed out that Canelo was not the same fighter he once was, with his punches lacking their usual power and sharpness. Jeff noted that many doubted Crawford's readiness before the fight, and while the win was impressive, it doesn't automatically place Crawford above criticism. He emphasized that the broader context matters, and beating an opponent who isn't at their peak should be considered when evaluating Crawford's performance.
Canelo knocks him out in the first half of the fight because he couldn't handle the power. Right. And obviously that proved not to be, or to be the case, that Crawford could definitely handle the power. Were you surprised that, didn't look like, maybe once or twice looked like maybe Crawford felt it, but never in any kind of real trouble?
Yeah, I don't think that Canelo really hit him. I mean, he hit him a couple times clean, but I mean, Crawford, Crawford's a big guy too. Crawford took it like it was nothing. I mean, and he hit Canelo a few times. I mean, and Canelo took it as well. So I mean, basically, at the end of the day, I mean, they both took decent shots from each other, but Crawford just didn't get hit as much as Canelo did.
Do you think that was, a case of, you can't, Canelo's a guy that's not out there throwing huge combinations. Like he's, more of a, punch at a time kind of guy, and that's not going to work against someone as slick and talented as Bud Crawford.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, basically, Canelo was looking for just one big shot, trying to land a big shot on Crawford, but Crawford wasn't having it. And Crawford at times would say, I guess he would say to himself, I need to, do a little more work. And basically, and it seemed like he just did that, and he would let his hands go.
Legendary boxer Roy Jones Jr. offered criticism of Floyd Mayweather's legacy, arguing that Mayweather often avoided facing the very best fighters at their peak, with the exception of his bout against Canelo Alvarez. Jones questioned why Mayweather is frequently hailed as the greatest when many of his opponents were past their prime or not top tier. While he acknowledged that Mayweather's undefeated record is impressive, Jones suggested that the quality and timing of his fights raise questions about his status compared to fighters like Terence Crawford, who actively seek out the toughest competition.
Floyd Mayweather, top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10?
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, but not top 5. Yeah. He's maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought him? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further.
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on his level. Wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in the boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great. All right, so that's not a great fight. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them? Biggest, best two names you can pull up besides
So,
Canelo.
what I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is, I'm not gonna say who
because
would.
I can't name a person.
I'm not gonna say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was obviously equal. He didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for a James.
Another analyst highlighted the difference between fame and actual skill in boxing. He noted that Floyd Mayweather has one of the largest fan followings in the sport, thanks to his long winning streak and massive pay-per-view success. However, when it comes purely to ability, he suggested that Terence Crawford may have the edge. Crawford's natural southpaw stance and his rare talent for switching stances seamlessly during fights give him a unique advantage. Many observers argue that Crawford's athleticism and versatility surpass Mayweather's, raising a broader question in boxing. Should greatness be measured by global popularity and financial success, or by technical skill and adaptability in the ring?
Terence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who wins this fight? I'm going with Terence Crawford, and I don't think that's unpopular or crazy to say. I think most people will agree with me. I understand Floyd Mayweather has a lot of fans out there, but the truth is, as great as Floyd Mayweather is, Terence Crawford is one of one. And I say that because who else has knockout power in both hands, is able to switch stances between orthodox and southpaw so seamlessly while having great footwork? It's not like Terence Crawford is some stationary target or a flat-footed fighter that's going to be chasing Floyd around. Terence Crawford knows how to cut the ring off. He has tremendous ring IQ. And not only is he a great boxer, but he's a great fighter. He'll be able to make it dirty. If he is on the inside with Floyd, that power will carry him far. And I just don't see how Floyd will be able to beat a Terence Crawford. I really don't see it. I understand Floyd's defense is incredible, but he is smaller than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would have a significant reach advantage on Floyd Mayweather. I believe Terence Crawford would also be taller than Floyd Mayweather, as well as all the skillful and technical aspects of what I just laid out prior. So I don't understand how anybody could pick Floyd Mayweather to beat Terence Crawford. Styles make fights, and I believe Terence has the style to beat one Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. Join the discussion, subscribe for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all
Former world champion Shane Mosley offered a straightforward comparison between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, emphasizing Crawford's natural physical advantages. Mosley noted that Crawford's size allows him to compete across multiple weight classes while maintaining his power and strength, something Mayweather never had the ability to do. While he acknowledged Mayweather's mastery of defense and timing, Mosley argued that Crawford's strength gives him a clear edge over many opponents. Because of these differences, Mosley believes it's difficult to make a direct comparison between the two fighters, as Crawford's natural build provides opportunities that Mayweather never faced.
Who you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Jeff Mayweather also shared his perspective on Floyd's victory over Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing that Floyd was past his prime at the time of the fight. Despite being older, slower, and not as sharp as in his earlier years, Floyd relied on his experience, defense, and ring intelligence to dominate Canelo. Jeff highlighted that this contrasts with Crawford's win over Canelo, which came when Canelo was in a different stage of his career. In Jeff's view, defeating a top opponent while not at peak performance underscores Floyd's greatness, showing that even as Crawford continues to build his record, Floyd's achievement remains exceptional.
Also, if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course.
Yeah, nobody had that.
And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he took him, into deep waters. So
yeah, what was Canelo? What, 20 something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
his career. How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
Want
to make himself look like he did something great.
Terence Crawford has acknowledged the accomplishments of Floyd Mayweather, recognizing the lasting impact Floyd has had on boxing. At the same time, Crawford emphasizes that Mayweather belonged to a different era, and that every generation eventually produces its own stars. He stated that greatness is not permanent and that a new wave of fighters will always emerge to lead the sport. By positioning himself as the top fighter of the present, Crawford honors Mayweather's legacy while making it clear that he sees himself as the defining boxer of today.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your...
Okay, that's a no. That's a no.
Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez, his trainer Greg Hackett praised the fighter's performance, saying it strengthened Crawford's standing in the boxing world. However, Hackett stressed that this win doesn't automatically place Crawford above Floyd Mayweather. He noted that Floyd's career-defining triumphs, including his own victory over Canelo, reflect years of consistent achievement. Hackett believes Crawford deserves recognition for his impressive showing, but he cautions against making direct comparisons with Mayweather, whose record and accomplishments have been built over a much longer period.
Because you got to remember, Canelo is the guy right now in the sport that's supposed to be the man, big bad wolf. You beat him, you the wolf. Now it's like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, well, so I'm gonna fight. You beat the shark, you beat the wolf. Right. Damn. Like, you know what I mean? Ain't no more ops out there. It's ops out there, but who gonna make them really want to get up?
That's the shit. Got to make sense. That's like you said. You be the shark, and then you be the wolf.
Yeah.
But there's the monster.
Yeah, there is, but that's like a real monster.
Bro, that's to me, it don't make sense. But that's
really
what
a monster.
Yo, is that proof? All right, we got the legendary Pape in the building. Legend.
Chill, man.
But what makes sense? Like, what makes the most sense? I know you said get a line of suits, Brooks Brothers.
Yeah, your line of suits. Your line of suits get your money, man. Yeah, go ahead and get the easy money, man. You ain't gotta sweat no more.
What's up,
Not saying you ain't gotta work, you ain't gotta sweat.
What's happening?
He's paved a career where he could sit down at a table and get this money. He could come out with a Terence Crawford series now, just doing whatever he like to do. People gonna watch it. Nobody, the fighting part, people don't understand what it's like to be a fighter. A lot of times fighters really don't be interested in certain fights. It's cause when a guy see himself up here and then is fighting a guy down here, it don't interest him. So therefore, when he train, he not gonna really train. He gonna train, but he not gonna train. He not gonna listen. He gonna feel like his coach taking it too serious, and he's like, man, this ain't even that. But your coach like, listen, you can get fucked up. I'm telling you, you don't want to listen. Then you go in there and fight that guy. Then you get. I seen it happen.
On his show, former champion Sean Porter discussed the significance of Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez. He highlighted that Crawford not only accepted the challenge but also won in a way that few had anticipated. Porter emphasized that the fight demonstrated Crawford's ability to adapt his style against different types of opponents and across weight classes. He praised Crawford's technical skill, strategic approach, and mental toughness at the highest level of the sport.